Hi, long time no see. I'm back now. I've been very busy in real life and then I've been ill for a few weeks, but excuse the tone of my voice, it's still a bit husky from my bad chest. But I'm back now and I shall be producing videos once a week. This video is about making this lovely range of colour tones that I've been using recently, using one mother colour, namely Terra Rosa, and then mixing it with various other colours which I'll explain in a second. So this here, what you're seeing, is going to be the end result of this video. If you'd like to see how this range of colours is made, it's very simple, so it just takes 10 minutes or so, then stick with the video. And thank you very much to all my subscribers, by the way. Recently the channel's really taken off. I'm really grateful and it's very inspiring and motivating. So thank you very much. Hopefully you guys will be pleased with what I'm going to produce. So I've got this new camera, and it being new, it's got a sort of manual focus and a bit of a zoom and everything, so you'll have to bear with me. This is going to be my first video with it. Hopefully it'll be okay. I made a chart here. So you have your black, red, yellow and blues. The way I mix this one is that you have a mother colour, and for me that's Terra Rosa, and that'll be in every single one of these mixes. So I'm going to mix black with Terra Rosa, red with Terra Rosa, yellow with Terra Rosa, blue with Terra Rosa, and then blue again but with much less Terra Rosa. So there's my Terra Rosa, and I'm going to put 5 blobs here. Okay, so we've got Mars Black with Terra Rosa, and here we have Cadmium Red with Terra Rosa. Here we've got Cadmium Yellow with Terra Rosa, and here we've got a mixture of Ultramarine Blue and Cadmium Blue with Terra Rosa, and then on this one there's much more blue than Terra Rosa, and then we get mixing. And then as we go down, we'll add white. Now I'm only doing this on this paper to show you. Okay, so we have a dark brown. Okay, it's a little bit fiddly. So I'm going to see if I can do it all on the glass. So I'm going to pick up all this, because this is all smudgy and difficult to see. So I'm going to put it all on this glass instead. So all I'm doing is transferring all the colours, and I'm going to start again on the glass. I've just mixed this one. So this is the black and Terra Rosa, is Terra Rosa and Cadmium Red. So these two together. Now these two. Now onto this one. Much more dark brown, bluey purple brown, almost a grey. Finally, the last one, which is a much more blue version of the previous one. Okay, let's go back to the first colour we mixed. Just going to zoom out a little bit. Right, I'm going to add varying degrees of white as I go down. And all I've done is put some white blobs there. So we're going to take most of this and add some white and make a new pile here. And then we're going to take most of that, or some of that, and put it in a new pile and add some more white, and etc. down the line. So I'm actually just going to take about half, make a new pile. I like to keep things reasonably tidy, so I'm going to pop that one back up there. So I'm going to add a little bit of white. That was plenty. You can see it's more chocolatey now. So I'm going to take a little bit of that and make a new pile there. And take a bit more white. Then I'm going to take a little bit of that one, make a new pile here. Now as you go down the line, you will need more and more white. And if you need to, you can go back to any one of these and add a little bit more of the base colour to it. After all, it is all the same thing, it's just with so that is a little bit too pale, so I'm going to add a little bit more. There we go. Now another graduation, and now this time I'm actually only going to use what's on the palette knife. So this is mainly white. And then you can go down the, so if I zoom out a little, so you can see here I've got a lovely lovely rich brown, and then they go more and more pale. So now I'm going to do the same thing, but for the red. So I'm going to clean my, I've got to say, loo roll. It's my most useful art material. So I'm going to take some red, add some white, and that was quite a lot of red, so I need a little bit more white. There we go. And take a bit of that, make a new pile and add some white. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that. And add some more white. And you'll notice that you'll need a lot more white. I'm going to take a little bit of that and add a bit more white, quite a lot of white this time. Now if I feel I've gone too pale, I can skip one graduation and mix that one with a little bit of that one. You see what I mean? And kind of get it back. And if I can't, I can always go back and get a little tiny bit of red and add that there. And basically keep going. Oh, by the way, we've done it there. Now it's too much like that one, so I'm going to add a bit of that. See, this is the trouble with going back. You shouldn't really go back, but you can do. So I have to add more white. You see what's happened? It's like cutting two hedges. And you keep going down until there's stumps left. There we go. That's pretty good. And pale. And you can just keep going. And this one, very pale. Okay, so you've got your lovely rich red, and then as you go further down, lightening, lovely for warm skin tones. So now we're going to do it with the cadmium yellow and Terra Rosa. So I'm going to get some of that, pop that there, add a little bit of white, add a little bit more white. And then more white. Okay, now it's the two blues. So we're going to go with the blue that had a lot of Terra Rosa in it first. So we're going to take half of that, or at least let's tidy that up first. There we go. Now let's take half of that, put it there. Actually, we just tidy this up. A little bit messy. Wipe that away. Okay, so we've got, they're the same colour. Now I'm going to add a little bit of white. There we go. Got a little bit more white. I have noticed that Terra Rosa, this is a by the by, but Terra Rosa in Winsor & Newton seems to be almost identical to Venetian Red in Michael Harding. I don't know why, just thought I'd mention. So when I run out of one, I can just I just substitute with the other. I try to keep it, you know, I try to use one per colour row. I don't like to mix, there's no point in mixing Venetian Red with, I don't know, it just seems pointlessly adding complexity. So right, then we're going to add a little bit of more white. There we go. And another last one. Now we're going to go with the almost pure blue with a little bit of Terra Rosa. So the Terra Rosa, it being a kind of reddy brown, it kind of ties all the skin tones together. And so you have a blue section of skin tones, a brownie, a grey, a red, a yellow. And you can add black, of course, to all these things. So right, we're going to take some of this. We're going to add some white. So I'm only adding a little bit of white each time. The first couple of graduations, I think I might have nearly overdone it there. So I'm going to actually put some there, and I'm going to add a little bit more of that one to that one. So when you first jump, be very sparing with the white. You can be a little bit more generous the further you go down. And once you do this a few times, you actually get pretty quick. And I just consider it part of my preparation now for doing a portrait. There we go. Now, I may put all those onto a piece of card so that you can see them all next to each other. So I'm going to put the blues down here, and then we're going to go back down the line here. So my initial blue, I'm only transferring this so you guys can see it more clearly. I would leave it on the glass actually. Onto the blues mixed with Terra Rosa. You'll notice I don't necessarily make the same number of each, it's just how I feel it's going as I'm graduating down. Now we're on to the cadmium yellow, which is a lovely colour. Look at that, wow. Oh, a little bit of red. No bother, let's mix that in. Each time I transfer the paint, I'm losing a lot of it to the palette knife. So this is a really wasteful way of doing it, but I'm doing it just for the video. I do like to go fairly gradual with the reds and the yellows. And then what I do is I use each one of these, I'll use a little bit of that, with a little bit of this, or a little bit of that, with a little bit of this, as you go through. And it just gives you some interesting colours. So, now we're on to the Mars Black. Before I was a bit more patient, I'm fairly patient now, but before I was impetuous and keen, overly keen. I think I might make another one of those, quite light. bit of, no, I think that'll do. There we go. And there you have it. So as you can see, you've got some lovely colours now. This is the palette I'm usually using at the moment. I will do another little video about the Zorn palette, which is an even more pared down palette, and it doesn't have any pure blues as such, but it's very interesting and it's a fun way to try and paint. But anyway, hopefully you can appreciate that I'm trying a new camera, and we'll see how it goes. It's been very complicated with usually I just use a USB webcam and just hit record, and then that's the end of the video. I mean, it's that simple. But because this has got a nice zoom on it, I thought this might be good for this little, I guess it's a tutorial. So this is a little tutorial on how to make some lovely graduated colours. Thank you so much for subscribing, by the way. More videos are in the pipeline. I've been extremely busy in real life, so I've pretty much, for about 3 months there, I stopped making videos altogether. But anyway, I'm back on it now.